Well, that was Leonidas. Anyway, here I am in the middle of the British heat wave. I just want to say a few things about two anarchists. Two anarchists, not me, two other anarchists. We'll go in alphabetical order. First anarchist is Adam Kokesh, and he is currently being held at the federal government's one of their little slave camps, prisons. He's in solitary confinement, and I spent 2 days in a North American jail in solitary confinement, and I can tell you, it's so boring. It's boring going towards insane. And I just wanted to send out some good vibes for Adam. And also, Adam's been good to me. He's had me on his show many times, before and after all the bullshit. So, Adam, stay strong. I've been keeping up with the ABC, CNN, Fox News reports. I saw your news report from jail, saying that quite absurdly you're going to be running for president in 2020 on a abolish the federal government ticket, which as someone who likes absurdity, I did my video about Albert Camus recently, I approve. Go on, Adam, good luck, and keep doing what you do. I know a lot of people criticize you for being overly dramatic or negative. The only criticism I would have, I know it's a different culture from Great Britain to America. You guys brought up on Minutemen and Paul Revere and the right to bear arms and Second Amendment. You hear that baby? Sounds like a velociraptor. Anyway, there are cultural differences between America and Britain, and Britain being in Europe, we would never use the wording the final American Revolution or final British Revolution or final anything, because the last time a politician in Europe used the word final was for the final solution of the Jews, and his name was Adolf Hitler. And didn't work out so well for him. So Adam, don't use final. Nothing's final. Every revolution goes round. So it's the current American Revolution. But it was very dramatic seeing you load that shotgun on Freedom Plaza. I love the American names for things. Liberty Bell, Freedom Plaza, Freedom Cookies, Freedom Fries, French fries. But it was a dramatic video, and you did rustle the jimmies of the feds. And I cannot imagine it being very pleasant having your door smashed down with helicopters outside and flashbangs thrown onto your nice wooden flooring. Did you see those stains from the flashbangs? That looks like it'll take at least 5 minutes to wipe off. But more dramatically, all comedy aside, did you guys see in that Fox News piece what they did to his safe? It looks like they got the Terminator into your house, Adam. I don't know. What the fuck did they use? 10 crowbars at once and 10 men on steroids? How the fuck did they get that safe open? But they got whatever they wanted in the safe into their custody. But this is just one more story of this insane, organized, fascist, corrupt institution called the government fucking with a young man's life. So I hope you get out soon, Adam. I'm going to be following your story. And good luck, you know? You're doing something. Second anarchist I want to talk about is Stefan Molyneux, who I have a great deal of respect for, and I do pretty much watch almost all his videos. Some of them are very long, so I dip in and out, but no, I'm a keen subscriber, keen follower, and congratulations to Stefan for his incredible success with his George Zimmerman, Trayvon Martin films about reason and truth and self-defense and spanking and parenting. And one thing he seems to be rustling a lot of jimmies as well is talking about how life is short, you have to make choices very quickly. And he was talking about how Trayvon Martin was dressed, and this wasn't necessarily racial profiling, it was more profiling of people who might have sympathies towards a criminal or gangstery lifestyle. And these are not my words, these are Stefan Molyneux's words. He said if Trayvon Martin was dressed like a nice boy in a, I don't know, well, if he wasn't wearing gang clothing, you know, with the kind of hanging down trousers and the big hoodie and I don't know. But watch Stefan Molyneux's videos about Zimmerman. You'll find them very interesting. But the reason why I'm mentioning Stefan Molyneux is because in 4 days' time, I'm going on his show to talk to him. I don't think it's going to be broadcast live, so it'll probably be in the next week or so. You'll see me and Stefan. And I want to question him about the governmentality that exists inside everyone, why the system permeates all aspects of society. But also, very interestingly, he had a phone-in a few weeks ago where someone said, Stefan, been watching your videos, I agree 100%. Should I pay tax? I don't want to pay tax, I want to make a stand. And Stefan Molyneux, he goes, look, pay your tax. They will come with guns for you if you don't pay your tax, so pay your tax. And yeah, I can understand from a philosophy point of view the rational thing to do. If you've got a family, if you've got kids, why spend a year in jail when you could pay your tax and enjoy time with your kids? There's my kid, there he is, there he is. Why, but as someone wanting to bring about a revolution, wanting to bring about the collapse of federal, crown, international, world order, I do want this shit to collapse, Stefan, and for you to give advice to people to carry on paying their taxes. I understand, I'm a thinking guy, I understand what you're saying, but, what was it, Margaret Thatcher said, either we stand on principle or we don't stand at all. So, I mean, it's great to have these debates and philosophize and find out what the right thing is, but you need to implement the right thing in the real world, and that's why I don't pay tax. I'm being chased for council tax. I've got a court date next week, and I'm one of 3 million people in this country that isn't paying their council tax. So I think, strength in numbers, we will only see a change if people actually start throwing their bodies upon the gears, upon the cogs of the machine, and say, unless we're free, the machine will be prevented from operating at all. Those aren't my words, that was another freedom fighter from the 60s in America. He's on YouTube if you look up those words. But those are the two anarchists I want to mention, Adam and Stefan. I'll be speaking to Stefan soon, and hopefully Adam again soon once he gets out of jail. So that's my update. See you later.